What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about how to earn military passive income. All right, so first I'm going to talk about what is passive income. Then I'm going to talk about why the heck did I need passive income. And by the end of this, you're going to know exactly how to set up your military passive income. All right, so let's go back all the way to 2007. I just purchased my first home. I just got married and we buy this house. And then ultimately I had a lawn business where I was mowing grass and doing very well with it. And my father had just come out to work with me. Well, he invested a lot of money into my company that I actually started when I was in middle school. And then we move over to the coast, and me and my wife, and 2008 happened to me. And you know, Tony Robbins always says, life is happening for us, not to us. But you heard that I just used those words, 2008 happened to me, like I'm the only one that it happened to, like I was a little victim, you know, that it was just all happening to me. No, it was happening to everyone. And I got it between my head that I was gonna quit because people that had been in the business for 20 years were not making it, so why in the world could I make it? So ultimately things got so bad where I am literally putting my electric bill on credit cards. Me and my wife had to move in with our in-laws into a 900 square foot house. So you have 4 adults, me and my wife, and her parents, and then her baby sister, all living under one roof. It's literally a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. So things were pretty tight. So I'm like scrambling, trying to make money everywhere. I'm literally driving people around to find them rental houses. And like, this is South Florida in the summertime, and it sucked. I was literally driving people around for days at a time to maybe make $300 in a week. I knew I needed to do something else. So my wife's grandfather, his name was Jimmy Witten, God bless his soul, who's now passed away and went to heaven. He told me, he said, Brent, you should join the military and go back to school. You know, do 20 years in the military, retire. You'll have a great retirement income, great income for the rest of your life. You'll be set. So I took his advice. First thing I tried to do was join the Air Force. Guess what? The Air Force wouldn't take me. And luckily, I'm coachable. The Air Force recruiter said, hey, go next door to the Army. They will take anybody. So, hey, like I said, I'm coachable. So I went right next door, signed up to be signal support specialist, and I was on my way to basic training October 2009. Well, let me tell you, I took such a pay cut. I went from owning my own business to still spending money as if I owned my own business. We bought that house, and then it eventually turned into a rental property. I finally found a renter to rent that property out, and moved to the coast. And I wasn't making much money. I ultimately had to move in with my in-laws. So I went from being a business owner to having a real estate license to a rental property, now to an E1 in the military. I ate humble pie for a while. So I had to earn extra income while in the military. I would make beds, I would literally like iron dress blues. I would pull night shift, what we call fire guard, to where I was losing sleep to earn extra income to pay my mortgage because we were getting behind. And I also had a clearance I had to take care of. So if you start getting bad credit while you have a secret clearance, it's not a good thing. So I had to work hard to do it. Then I would go on to AIT. I'm still pulling the fire guard shifts, still making extra money, and then pass it on to my first duty station, which was Germany. I would buy and sell cars in Germany. I would literally buy cars, like junky cars, and I had connections at the shop, in the shop that we were in the military. So I paid these guys to put these parts in the cars, get these things running. We literally zip tied a bumper on one time, and then I would pay my other buddy to wash it and wax it, and then I would sell it for like a $500 or $600 profit. Well, this was huge money because I was only making a couple $1,000s a month. So a $600 profit in a month would add up. Well, let's fast forward a little bit longer. I did 2 deployments, and then the Army is ready to pull me out of Afghanistan on my second deployment to send me to school. I'm finally about to accomplish my dreams. It took me almost 3.5 years to do that, but I qualified for a program called the Active Duty Green to Gold program. And in 2013, they pulled me out of Afghanistan and sent me to college to Florida Tech in Melbourne, Florida. So this is where my passive income starts. So passive income, the definition of passive means you don't have to do anything for it to happen, and then income means it comes in. So passive income together is do something once, get paid for a lifetime with it. So I bought the house right next to the college. I found 2 tenants to be my roommates, and by this time, me and my first wife, we ended up separating. Super sad. But you know what? When you're always gone in the military, always away, always deployed, always training, it's really hard to keep a marriage alive. So now I'm a single bachelor going to college. I buy a house. I rent out 2 rooms to roommates, and I'm earning $100 a month after the mortgage paid, after the electric is paid, and the water, and all this, the above. So I'm literally earning passive income every single month. So I use that money, which was not much, $100 a month, but also I did what's called a VA streamline loan and purchased another rental property. I pulled out $55,000 out of the house I lived on. So now I'm on rental number 3. And rental number 3 is where the holy grail of passive income started, because my payment each month was about $600 for this rental property, and I'm getting $1,500 a month. So now I've got the first rental property that we bought in Okeechobee, Florida, me and my first wife. That one's earning income. The second one that I live in is earning income, plus my mortgage payment is paid every month, so I technically don't have a housing expense. And the third property where I'm getting, several $100s a month in passive income. Well, fast forward a little bit longer, I meet the woman of my dreams, we get married, we have a baby, and we all while simultaneously moving out to Colorado Springs, where I'm now stationed at Fort Carson, Colorado. And this is where the passive income really starts to get exciting. So I was listening to podcasts, kind of like this YouTube channel, and I was searching for answers. And if you like this channel, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. I come out with these videos 5 days a week. But I was searching for answers on how I can earn more passive income, how I could do better at, supporting my family and paying for all the things. And we had just bought a new house and had just had a brand new born baby. So I needed to make extra money, and I needed passive income because I didn't have time to go out and get another job while working 13 hours a day in the military, while always out training in the field, while always gone and always away. Here I am gearing up for my 3rd deployment, and things were getting quite real for me. So I had a huge why, and that why was now at this point almost 8 years into the military to get out of the military, because I wanted to be home more often. I didn't want history repeating itself with me and my current wife, my second wife. I didn't want to lose her to always being gone, always deployed, always training, because that's really hard to run a marriage like that. So now you see why earning military passive income was huge for me. So again, going back to me searching for answers, I heard about a guy on a podcast that was buying land at crazy massive discounts and flipping this land for 3 times as money overnight. So I took action right away. I had just wrote in my calendar that I'm going to have passive income in the next 45 days. And then by 6 months, I'm going to be able to replace my income. And I did it. Actually. It took me right at 6 months. But what I did was I started mailing people that are on the tax delinquent list. I would mail them a letter, and this letter would say, hey, I'd like to buy your land. If you're interested in an all cash fair price offer, call me or text me. God bless. And I sent out 687 of these postcards. And out of these 687 postcards, I must have received almost 85 phone calls. And out of those 85 phone calls, I had time to call about 20 of them back because, again, I was working such long hours. I had a newborn baby. I wanted to see my wife. Excuse, right? I should have called all 85 of them back, but I only called 20. And out of those 20 I called back, I ended up doing 2 deals. The first one made me $5,000. I purchased the land for $287 and I sold it for $5,000 the next day. I was doing better than tripling my money. I mean, that was like a huge bump in income. I didn't even make $5,000 a month working for the military, and I just made it in like literally a couple hours time. And the next parcel of land that I bought a week later for $500, I literally got this property, got the deed to it, paid $500, and went and put an ad on Craigslist for $500 down and $400 a month for 9 months, and I had this thing sold within 24 hours. And this is what changed my mindset. It gave me a paradigm shift, as Stephen Covey would say. It changed my mindset because this was ultimate passive income. I got my investment back out, my $500, and now I was completely profitable by month 1 of receiving that $400 a month. Here's what that $400 a month paid for. It paid my truck payment, and then I knew that I had to do this 9 more times. My expenses were right at $4,500 a month. So if I did it 10 times, that is $4,000 a month. My expenses were $4,200 a month. So I technically had to do it 11 times to be completely financially free. Well, let me tell you, by the time I hit 9 months of that first parcel of land, we were at $6,000 a month coming in every single month in monthly payments. And how I did it, I would either get the seller of the land to hold the financing for me, or I would buy it at a deeply discounted price, and I would get a down payment big enough for my buyer to get my investment out of the deal. That way I can continue to afford to keep mailing. But like I said, 9 months, we were at $6,800 a month. We were completely financially free because, like I said, my expenses were $4,200 a month and I'm earning over $6,000. It took me 9 months to do that. And I knew that I would have financial freedom because now my bills are paid. And it ultimately gave me time freedom as well, because this passive income while in the military changed my life. So guys, if you're interested in learning out more about how to do this, head on over to thelandsharks.com. That's thelandsharks.com. Or maybe you want to hear what other people are doing with this, other past success, other students that I've taught how to do this, where I've actually physically held their hand and shown them the way and been there to answer the questions for them. Maybe you want to hear that. Click the link below. That is a podcast interview that I did with my father on the Wholesaling Inc. podcast. My dad was literally hours away from losing their house and property to foreclosure before they filed bankruptcy. My dad's done over 50 land deals by this point, to where they have pulled themselves out of financial obscurity, taken the handcuffs of terrible finances off their plate, and they have now changed their financial future. So if you're interested in hearing about that, or you just want to schedule a call with me and my team, see what your real estate investing goals are, and I feel like we're a great fit, I'd be honored to coach you.